Hello everybody, my name is Liz and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a book talk slash book review on one of the books that I read during BookTube-a-thon. And if you have seen some of my other videos, you know that I only got 2 done. So this is one of the books that I got done. And the book is Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. So, first part of this video will be non-spoilery. I will let you know when it switches to spoilery.
So yes, so today guys, I tried something new with my hair. I tried to look like a mermaid. I don't know if it's working, so I'm wearing green, and I also did it to kind of match the book.
So, let's get started. I gave this book a 4 out of 5. I very much enjoyed it. It was a very fun read. I had a few issues with it, with the way he chose to portray some of the characters and character traits, particularly the children of certain characters. I was not completely sold on the way that he chose to describe them. Overall, I enjoyed that it was written first person. I feel like it gave you a very realistic view of what Percy was going through. And it also allowed for info dumps from other characters to Percy. So the info dumps didn't feel like info dumps. So if you don't know what an info dump, it just when an author decides to just tell you things for the sake of telling you because it enhances the plot or it's something that the character needs to know. So the way that the info dumps were done here were done in a very subtle way where it made sense when they were dropped, how they were dropped, and by who. So I enjoyed that. I was glad that he did it that way. What else? Let me see. The writing was easy. Not easy. It was accessible. It was correct for the type of book that it is. So it is a middle grade book, I believe. So it was accessible to younger audiences while not boring older audiences like myself or someone that's older than myself. So it was a very good mesh between younger writing and older writing, if that makes sense. So writing for younger audiences and writing for older audiences. So I still enjoyed myself. I didn't feel bored. I didn't feel like it was over explaining or under explaining some of the things that were going on. The descriptions in this book were done very well, where I could see myself in Percy's shoes as opposed to some other things I've written where I kind of just skimmed through the descriptions. I actually read through most of them because the stuff was stuff that I had seen or I knew about or I can Google easily and put myself there. The mythology in this done very well, I think. It dropped, again, the info dropping. It tells you the things as you need to know them. It leaves some things to mystery. It plays with the idea of how mythology and how religion is seen and it works. It explains a lot of things that the gods did to, human society. It explains how they've survived. It explains all of that, and I very, very much was thankful for it because I don't know how I would have felt if I had just gone into this book not knowing anything. Well, we do go into this not knowing anything because Percy doesn't know anything. We just know he's a troubled kid that suddenly discovers, that kind of everything he's known is happening for a reason. He finds out that gods are real and that he is a potential son of a god. So that was done very well. I will talk about the things that I had issues with in the non-spoiler section just right now. But yes, if you haven't read this, I highly suggest you do. I totally understand the hype behind this story. I know that the writing gets better and that we grow as the books grow as Percy grows. So there is a character development in that. You can see character development just in this book alone. Who Percy was at the beginning and who Percy is at the end are 2 different characters, and that was done nicely. So you can see the subtles, but it wasn't like a complete 180. There wasn't anything that was forced. Everything felt natural. So yes, that is the end of my non-spoilery version part of this video. So I'll give you guys a few seconds if you haven't read this book to go and pick it up and come back and tell me what you think. So yes, let's talk about this book in spoilery details. So let's talk about the first thing that irked me, and that is the fact that the half-blood camp children were so... let me find the right words. Okay, let's start with Aries. Aries is seen as this like biker dude, which is not how I imagined him, or not how I imagined Aries to be. Maybe because Red Rising has just clouded my mind too much. I pictured him like a Spartan warrior, which I know doesn't make sense because this is the modern world, but that's how I pictured him. So we meet his kids first, or more precisely his daughters. I did not like how his daughters were portrayed. I didn't like that they were seen as ugly and big and brutish. Why? Because they're sons of the god of war and rage and stuff. I didn't like that. I didn't like that his daughters were seen as these ugly things. Same goes with Aphrodite's children. They're seen as shallow and beautiful and just this like these vain individuals. I didn't like that. Because that's not how it really works. Like, I get they're gods and children and all that stuff, but I didn't like that they were portrayed as having a very particular trait that their parents had, because that's not how it works. You don't get a specific trait. You don't inherit a trait or like a habit or a personality unless you kind of grow up with them, which they didn't. They were kind of abandoned, and then whenever they started showing godly stuff, they were brought into Camp Half-Blood. So I didn't like that. I didn't like that every child had a specific trait from their parents. I felt like it was kind of a cop-out for him to kind of not give them more of a personality, more of a character development, just more. They were very much two-dimensional characters. And I guess they're not important in the overarching series maybe, and that's why he did that, but I still didn't like it. The tropes of Aries' daughters and sons being brutes and wild and just bad people, didn't like it. Didn't like that Aphrodite's kids were seen as vain and shallow and cared nothing about anything but their looks, because that's not kind of what love is. Like, she's the goddess of love, so shouldn't they be caring and loving and wanting to love other things, not just themselves? I don't know. And then Aries is kind of like a strategist too. He's very much like Athena, so he's a strategist. He's good at what he does. Athena's kids, which is just Annabelle, I guess, or Annabeth, great at strategizing. Hers makes sense. I wasn't mad about hers, because hers makes sense because she has been at Camp Half-Blood for far longer than all the other kids. So it would make sense that she has some expertise when it comes to strategies and planning and fighting. So hers I wasn't too angry about. And then the plot twist at the end, I didn't see it coming. I mean, I did see it coming because in the movie, but reading it, I was like, whoa, like I didn't expect it to happen the way it happened. So that was nice. I was so mad that it took them so long to reveal, or him so long to reveal, that Percy was Poseidon's son for two reasons. First reason being, I already knew that he was Poseidon's son. Thank you, Tumblr. Thank you, Instagram, Twitter, all of that stuff. I didn't mind that too much. I was like, okay, like it's this big reveal. Cool. But another thing was that everybody kind of knew, but he wasn't putting it together. Like, bro, you can control water. Water heals you. All of this stuff. You should know how that correlates. Like, god of water is Poseidon. I do well in water. I don't know, that just, to me, it makes sense. Maybe younger audiences would have a harder time. I don't know. That was one thing. I enjoyed, let me talk about something that I liked. The way that the mythology was incorporated into modern day society. So that was interesting. I didn't expect it for it to be explained that way. I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, we let the humans like do their own thing. But no, there's like a legit history. Like there has been, you know, different cycles of gods and earth, and they're in the fourth one, I think it said. And how, you know, the power of the gods and Olympus travels with Western society. So that was something that I didn't expect. So I enjoyed that aspect, where he did a really good job of meshing, you know, actual mythology and things that most people would know or don't know, and modern society. So the meshing of that was nice. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that he didn't, like the way that he was dropping information. We were finding things out as Percy was finding things out. Maybe we were putting two and two together faster than he was, but it was kind of given to us slowly. It was not spoon-fed to us, and it wasn't shoved in our face. It was very gradual. So that was nice. It was different than some other things I've read, where they kind of just shove the information in your face and you're like, whoa, 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 like take a back step. I need to kind of let this information sit in, and then, you know, have you throw this other information in. And as a writer, it's really hard to get that right, because you're trying to tell your audience something, but you're also not trying to, you know, smother them with information. He did a good job of that. I very much enjoyed that it was in first person, because you got a feel for what the kind of person Percy is, so you know his characteristics, you know what's going on in his head, the way that he thinks, so you kind of see how he interacts and how others interact with him. I wasn't very happy that Annabeth was such a little brat to him, but I could understand why when she explained what happened to her. At the end, you know, his mom, I was glad that she turned that guy to stone. I think it's like Smelly Gabe or something like that. I can't remember his name. I just wish she would have done it, or like she would have let Percy done it. That's just something that I liked and I didn't like. I liked how it was done. I just wish it would have done sooner. And his mom's sacrifice was something, you know, that was done very nicely as well. I didn't like that Hades was portrayed as a bad guy for most of it. I mean, it makes sense that it would be done that way, but I hate that Hades is always seen as this horrible, horrible person, when in reality, if we're talking about horrible gods, Zeus would probably take the cake when it came to horrible gods. Because Hades kind of just chill, doing his own thing in the underworld and all that stuff, and then Zeus is the one having like a million kids and cheating on his wife and causing wars and all that stuff. But I keep saying I like, because there's a lot of stuff that I like, that at the end his character was redeemed, so you find out that he wasn't this horrible person, that it was all a trick and it was Cronus that was coming back. So I'm excited to see how Cronus is coming back and how he's using that Lucas kid, I think that's his name, to get his plans going. How is he getting his power back? Is it just something that's, you know, he's been gathering all this time? I'm sure all these questions will be answered in the next 4 books, but I want answers now. I want to know. I like the mythology. Like I said, I think I mentioned right now, I like Roman mythology more, has a more special place in my heart than Greek mythology, but I enjoyed all the stuff that I was learning in this book. Made the mythology was fun and intriguing, and it wasn't boring, and just all of the stuff was really good. So overall, very much enjoyed this book. It set out what it wanted to do, and that was to entertain and to intrigue and to leave a little bit of mystery. Aside from a few discrepancies that I mentioned, some of the word choices maybe, or the character choices, other than that, I'm very, very, very excited to see and to finally jump on this bandwagon that has been, you know, running for quite some time. So yeah, that is it for the book. I will have the Beautiful Creatures review out pretty soon, probably in the next couple days. We shall see how I feel tomorrow. I might film it tomorrow, I don't know. I will have other videos. I do post my videos very sporadically, so if you want to actually know when my videos are coming out, as they're coming out, feel free to hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate that very much. So tell me, did you guys agree with some of the stuff that I said? Did you not agree? Is the series gonna get better? I'm sure it is, and all that stuff. Thank you for watching my videos. Have a great morning, afternoon, or night, whenever it is you're watching, and happy readings. Adios!